Thank you, Lord. It appears to be working.
Well, thank you, Lord. I'm up for that one.
Great. Okay, here we go. We'll get going then.
We good,
So
Katie?
before we
Sorry.
before we get into committees, Ms. Bethany McKinney is here to speak to us.
Thank you. So yes, I'm Bethany McKinney. I serve on Summit County Council and I represent New Franklin there. Can everybody hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I see some nods. Okay, great. Thank you. First of all, thank you for having me. I wanted to update you on some things the county is doing related to COVID-19 that affects New Franklin. So one of the things, I'm sure you've read in the newspaper, but Summit County is one of the 6 entities in all of Ohio that qualifies for a lot of money from the Federal CARES Act. And so Summit County has received $94 million. And it's only the entities that have 500,000 people or more in population. So we're really lucky to have gotten that. So I just wanted you to know, I have been pushing along with Mayor Adamson to have this money be able to help us on the local government level, because I know that we've had a lot of hits from revenue because of COVID-19. So I just got off the phone actually with Congressman Gonzalez's office, and I've also been pushing through the County Commissioners Association of Ohio, because it's really important that we have it here at this level where we have limited resources and we need it. So until then, one of the things that we have done on County Council is last Monday on a first reading passage, we approved $5 million to go through an established small business grant that is administered through the Greater Akron Chamber of Commerce. And so that is going on right now. And so I thought it's really important that we take advantage of this, that our small businesses know about it. So I've been on the phone with, the obvious ones, Manchester Tavern and Dano's, but I really want to make sure that every small business in New Franklin applies for this that is eligible, because this process is moving really quickly. The grants actually close on Friday at 9 a.m. So there's still time for them to apply. And I will say after this meeting, I'm going to try to get on the Facebook and post the link to the application where it has all the details. But I'd like to give you just a couple brief points about it. In the first round of this application, it only was applied to businesses that had 3 to 25 employees. And since we have money through the CARES Act, they've expanded it to businesses that are anywhere from a sole proprietor, which would be eligible for $2,000 from the grant, and to anywhere from 2 to 30 employees. And they would be eligible for $5,000 from the grant. And so, so where was my train of thought? Sorry. Yeah, so this is basically the last push. And so I would really want to make sure that we make our businesses aware, and I would like you to help me with that, please. And so I'm available to you. I'm available to any businesses that might see this. I'm going to give you, just because it's hard to put up a sign for a link, I'm going to give you my simple email address here. It's just bethanymckinney@gmail.com, or you could call me. This is my phone number, 330-819-6350. And I can help you answer questions. One of the things, I was talking to a business today about it, and it's a little bit, she wasn't sure which one to apply for, because there's 2 categories. There's 2 basically separate applications. It's in the same link, but it's the sole proprietor application or the 2 to 30 employee application. So you got to make sure that they are on the right one, because they can't easily switch the information. There's different information on both. So so on the so she was a business here that she owns the business, but she works at the business. So she's an employee. So that's one. And then she has another employee. And as long as they work 20 hours a week or more, they're considered another employee. So that's 2 employees. So she should be applying for the 2 to 30, and that makes her eligible for $5,000 instead of $2,000. So I've been working with this and contacting as many businesses as I can, but I can help you with this if I can. Please feel free to call me. And the other thing I wanted to bring up quickly is I'm really encouraged to see how amazing the people of New Franklin, everywhere from council to citizens, have been pulling together through COVID-19. I think it's fantastic, the food boxes that are being given out this week and the volunteers that are helping with that, and the city. I'm on the board of Barberton Area Community Ministries, which does serve New Franklin. And so I wanted to make sure you're aware of that. Since COVID-19, we have a drive-through at Backham. And so that is Tuesdays from 1 to 5 and Thursdays from 1 to 6. That's every week. People are eligible to get food from Backham, and it's everything from canned foods to fresh produce twice a month. And so that is at 939 Norton Avenue. And then for those that are seniors, 60 and over, I organized a senior delivery program. A lot of our volunteers are from New Franklin, but all they would have to do is call this number on Tuesday, and we will deliver on Thursday, and that's every week. So I just wanted to make sure you are all aware of that when you talk to your constituents. So with that, does anybody have any questions? I'd be happy to answer.
All right, great. Thank you very much, Bethany.
I have a question if you don't mind, Paul.
Yeah, Judy's got a question.
Sorry. This is the Barberton Community Ministries.
Oh, yes.
Am I correct?
Backham stands for Barberton Area Community Ministries, and it's a local food pantry. It is a major distributor of the food bank, from the food bank to our area, and it does serve Barberton, but we recently expanded to New Franklin before COVID hit. So it serves New Franklin and Norton and Clinton. So, yeah.
I think one of the major components of that is Dorothy.
Yes, Dorothy Somerville is the executive director. She's amazing.
She's a Manchester girl. So
She
she's
is,
definitely-
absolutely.
She's a Manchester girl.
Yes.
I think that people need to understand that when they donate to this, if they're able to donate, Bethany, that organization can buy so much more food than we could ever supply ourselves. So we're better if we can afford to donate to them, let them buy and supply the need.
That's an excellent point, because we have a really high status with the food bank. So there's different tiers. And because of that, like, our dollar can go so much further. I mean, Backham's dollar can go so much further at the food bank and get a lot of food. There's a lot of food we're even eligible for, just a very small amount of money. So thank you for bringing that up. And Dorothy is amazing. A lot of our volunteers are from New Franklin too. So we serve a lot of residents in New Franklin. We have a very high level of our population, our senior citizens as well. So that's why it's really good that we're doing this with what you're doing with the boxes and what we're doing through the senior delivery. So.
Anyone else? Great. Thank you very much, Bethany. Appreciate it.
And did I mention that the applications are open for the COVID-19 small business grant until 9 a.m. on Friday? So this is the last push.
All right, very good. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm going to go ahead and log off then.
Oh, okay, thank you. I will open up our committees. We have one first reading, no second, third, or pending legislation. Open up with finance. Mr. Kotz.
We will open the Finance Committee meeting at 6:17. We have One first reading, Resolution 20R28, a resolution authorizing New Franklin to apply for a Bureau of Justice Assistance body-worn camera policy and implementation BJABWCPIP grant for the purchase of 6 body cameras and travel expenditures for 1 officer to attend 1 national meeting, and declaring that this resolution shall be effective immediately upon passage. And I understand we're going to ask for time on this.
Yes. The numbers, the estimate or the invoice, we don't have it at this point, so we're going to need to take time on this.
So we will ask for time, and we will close the Finance Committee meeting at 6:18.
Great, thank you, sir. Anyone else have anything in their committees to discuss? Nope, all right, we'll call to order the New Franklin City Council meeting, Wednesday, May 20th, 2020. Please stand for the pledge.
To the flag
Flag.
of the United States.
United States of America,
And
and to the republic
For which it
which
which
stands,
stands, one nation,
Nation,
under
under
God,
God,
indivisible,
indivisible,
with liberty,
liberty,
justice, and all.
justice for all.
Right. Have a roll call, please.
Mr. Cox?
Yes.
Mr. Hargit?
yes,
Mrs. Jones?
present,
Mr. Fetterman?
Here.
Mr. Hall?
Here.
Ms. Norris?
Yes, here.
Make a motion to approve the minutes from our regularly scheduled meeting of May 6th, 2020.
second,
First and second, any discussion?
We had one addition or change on old business. Under the blood drive, it states that 6 Boy Scouts volunteered to help throughout the day. And it's actually young ladies from Scouts BSA Girls Troop 7215 that were there and were just tremendously helpful. So just wanted to clarify that.
Now you threw a wrench into this for me, Jim. Do I have to say as amended now? Or is it
I
just
think so.
correction? All right. All right, so make a motion to approve the minutes from the regularly scheduled meeting of May 6th as amended.
Second.
First and second, any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Hargit?
yes,
Mrs. Jones?
yes,
Mr. Fetterman?
Yes.
Mr. Hall?
Yes.
Ms. Norris?
Yes.
Mr. Cox?
Yes.
All right, I make a motion to approve the financials for April, subject to audit.
Second.
First and second, any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Jones?
yes,
Mr. Fetterman?
Yes.
Mr. Hall?
Yes.
Ms. Norris?
Yes,
Mr. Cox?
Yes.
Mr. Hargit?
yes,
All right, thank you. We'll move into our legislation. We have one first reading, no first, second, or pending. First reading, a resolution 20R28. Kelly?
A resolution authorizing New Franklin to apply for a Bureau of Justice Assistance body-worn camera policy and implementation policy and implementation BJABWCPIP grant for the purchase of 6 body cameras and travel expenditures for 1 officer to attend 1 national meeting, and declaring that this resolution shall be effective immediately upon passage.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is assigned to the Finance Committee, and we're going to ask for time on this.
All right, time requested, time is granted. That completes our readings. We'll move into the mayor's report.
Thank you. Well, this will be interesting. Got some serious feedback going here. The food drive it was very successful. We have been dispensing from the stock And we'll continue to do that. And I would direct you please to the website, Facebook page. All the information is on there relative to that, but we really want to thank everybody who pitched in. In addition to the food, we have a number of gift cards and we'll be dispensing those as well. So very much appreciated all the very unselfish donations as usual for the people in New Franklin. In addition, we have obtained food boxes full of a variety of pantry items, pasta and sauce and vegetables and milk and a pretty good store of pantry items. We have 200 of those boxes. They are reserved for folks 60 and older. And that's the only requirement. So if you would go to our Facebook page or our website, the information is there. Get a hold of Katie. If you need delivery, we'll be happy to deliver. We will need your phone number in addition to your address, so we know, when you're gonna be there, so we can get it there to you. We're also gonna have a pickup here at the city Friday, and we'll have this on the Facebook page and the website as well. Friday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Saturday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. We'll have the food boxes here, and you pull up and come in and sign up, and we'll get them out to you. So age 60 and over, if there's 2 of you in the household that are 60, then you come and get 2 boxes. And we hope you take advantage of that. And we're hoping to get actually a second shipment of those. So if we do, we'll make those available as well. I'm sure all of you are following what's going on with the governor and the various openings. The ones that are maybe most pertinent to us, that the parks do remain open. Organized softball and baseball, they're allowed to start participating again on May 26th. I've been advised by the local federation that it's too late for the recreational leagues, but the New Franklin travel teams will be playing. And if you will check our website for availability after May 26th, anytime those, probably 2/3 of the time, those fields are going to be open. So if the kids who were just unable to play rec ball, if they want to come out and do some old sandlot baseball or softball, we invite you to do that. And I know a lot of you older folks like me remember that's the way it was done. You show up at 9 in the morning and play all day. So we hope that you take advantage of that. The 10-person limit is still in place. As a result of that, there's no events at the Tudor House right now. If that directive changes, we'll revisit that. But unfortunately, we've had to cancel all the events out there. The grounds, however, are open, and they're one of our parks, and a lot of people are taking advantage of it, and it's really beautiful. So please feel free to come on out there and walk the grounds. The bars and the restaurants, as you know, opened up last weekend, and they will, and then the inside service, I believe, starts the 20th tomorrow. There were issues at some of them, not just around here. We met with owners this week, and I'm satisfied the owners are trying to do the best they can. They were responsive to us. They're putting in some additional security measures. One of the big problems, they are limiting the people that come in, and so the parking lots are getting, the people that show up and can't get in are in the parking lot. Now they're supposed to be observing social distancing out there also, but it's a little bit tough to police that. And the governor's directive is if you can't police it, you have to shut down. So we are, as every city in Ohio, have been instructed in terms of enforcement that we are to refer social distancing violations to our local health department, in this case, Summit County Health Department. And that's what we did, and that's what we'll continue to do. And then the enforcement phase falls to the Summit County Health Department. In addition, the governor is forming a group under the Ohio Investigative Unit, and they're going to staff that group to respond to complaints and to come out and address social distancing complaints at the restaurants and the bars. They will have the authority to issue administrative penalties, to refer to the prosecutor if they think there's criminal violations. And that's the protocol around the state. So I think that there's two pieces involved here. One is going to be the compliance and the efforts and the cooperation of the bar owners and the managers and those who work there. The second piece of the puzzle is going to be the customers. The likelihood is if it isn't controlled, there's a chance, it's likely they'll probably roll that back. A lot of people out here enjoy that in the summertime. God bless them. But we want to be safe, so we'll continue to follow the governor's direction on those things. And lastly, our virtual Memorial Day parade is coming together really nicely. You will be able to see that 10 o'clock in the morning on Memorial Day. And you will see highlights from previous parades. You will see a ceremony at the cemetery, as always. The American Legion Post 566 participant will be there to participate. You'll see them. Father David Blind from St. Francis de Sales, who is very much beloved in the community and is moving on to another assignment later next month. You'll see him with the invocation and benediction. And we couldn't use the high school singers, so we had a contest for people to enter and sing the national anthem. And we chose two people, Shannon Myers and Cindy Jett. And they fabulous people. Both of them have military in their background. Shannon has a brother or a stepbrother who's deployed overseas. Cindy has a son who did 2 tours in Iraq. So, and they're very gracious people, and I'm sure you're going to enjoy them as well. The pet contest, decorate your pet. The bike contest, decorate your bike. And Katie Smith's done a really nice job of putting the schedule together. The Grace Bible Church will have their drive-through pancake breakfast free from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. And that's open to everybody. Residents, non-residents, whoever wants a free pancake breakfast. At 10 a.m., you'll be able to watch the virtual Memorial Day Parade Remembrance Ceremony on the Facebook page. We are also inviting you to share your favorite past and current Memorial Day photos on that page. 3 p.m. is the deadline for your bike decorating and patriotic pet submission. And you email those photos. The information is on the website. And let me see. And we will announce the winners on the Facebook page at 5 o'clock on Memorial Day. So, so much has changed. And there's just, things are different. But we will never lose the traditions. And so that, there's been a lot of, I appreciate all the help, everybody. Robert Keith, I need to really mention, he's our videographer and put this thing together for us, and very unselfish, and without him, it wouldn't have happened. But the truth of the matter is, when we get up on Memorial Day out here, I'm sure everybody in this picture and a whole bunch of people that are watching this, it just was automatic. On Memorial Day, you went up to the parade. Either you jumped in the back of a truck and you rode with kids playing ball, or you played in the band, or you were there with the safety forces, or you sat along the side and waited till everybody threw candy out to you. And we can't do all that, but we're not going to forget. And most importantly, we're not going to forget our veterans. And that's what this is all about. The ones who have served, the ones who are serving now, and the ones who made the supreme sacrifice. So this is for you and for your families, and we're proud to be able to provide it. And that's all I have.
All right, great, thank you. Move into finance report, Susan.
Hi, we don't have too much that's new. We're still working for the majority of it remotely from home and in and out of the office, answering questions and doing the work that we normally do in a whole new way. So there's really nothing new to report here.
Great, thank you. Right, any old business? Jim?
I know. Hey, hi there. Going back to the mayor's report, you mentioned that we had 200 pantry boxes, and possibly more coming for distribution. How many of the food boxes were we able to put together for the donations last week?
We didn't get boxes necessarily. You mean how the amount of goods that we got?
Or how many how many families are we able to serve, or whatever? Do you have an idea?
I'll have to give you a total after the fact. What we've been doing is they came in and they're stacked in the council room, and
Right.
we're putting them out a box at a time. I'm not sure exactly how many we've dispensed yet, but we will keep count. We'll be able to give you a count once
Okay.
they're all distributed.
All right, super. I was just curious about that. I guess that's it for old business that I have.
Anyone else?
I'm not sure if
I
it would
wanted
be
to-
business or new business. But I am so proud of New Franklin and all the people in it and how they are making efforts to really get through this the safest, wisest way. I am very proud of our community, and I'm proud of each and every one of you helping to lead them.
Thank you, Judy.
I had one thing, my favorite subject of Kungle Road, the four-way stop that we were going to install. Is that still in the works? I know we've been kind of busy with other things, but
Here's what's going on. We've had some problems with vandalism up there. Andy, I don't know if you're aware of that or not. And not just us, but Norton has as well. People have been vandalizing the barricades. While our police are keeping their eyes open best they can, nobody has been caught in the act. And I'm kind of glad you brought it up, because anybody who lives up that way, if you're aware of who's involved in this vandalism, we'd like to know. Because the four-way signs, we're ready to install them, but as you know, they're expensive because they have the lights. And quite frankly, we're concerned with vandalism. I don't know why. I guess there's people, and I get it, that are upset that road's still closed. I'm guessing that's why there's vandalism on the barricades. But I had that conversation with Brian last week, and I meant to follow up with you. I'm sorry I didn't. So we're, a little bit apprehensive about putting them up because they are expensive. Well, we do recognize that, we wanted to do that. At the same time, we, fortunately, through the grace of God, we haven't had any problems up there. And, at Kungle, that's where the stop signs would go. Kungle going northbound is closed. So you really only have traffic coming in from the south, heading north into Vanderhoof. So it's just not, on top of that, it's not necessarily a high risk, high accident area. So I think maybe once we get it open, we maybe go ahead and do it, but that's why they're not up.
okay, understandable. All right, new business?
I have a couple things. I believe I can say this accurately, and maybe somebody else can confirm it, but the fireworks for 4th of July have been canceled for this year, 46 fireworks. So we look forward to that next year.
And the boat parade.
And the boat parade, and probably the sandcastle building contest and everything, all the other activities that go along this year. So
We have not made a formal announcement on that, only because that came down from the Ohio Department of Natural Resources. Since the fireworks were, that's basically where they were deployed at the state park. And first and foremost, they had the first call on it. I met with them this week, and we were advised that was a directive that was coming down from the from Columbus, that they had canceled any large group events at several parks around the state. And ours is the largest of all. And let me see here. Maumee Bay, Indian Lakes, Pymatuning, all of those had already been canceled. And they got around to Portage Lakes and we were advised they were canceled. So I did ask the representative from ODNR to send us something confirming that from ODNR. So there wouldn't be any confusion in anybody's mind in terms of, why that was being canceled. So I'm sorry, Jim, I didn't mean to interrupt on that, but I just wanted to let people know whose call that was on that to cancel the fireworks.
Right. No, I appreciate that. I should have mentioned that. Also, I guess under new business, with restaurants opening, dine-in opening, retail's opening, and I mentioned this in an email to everybody before, and I'd just like to bring it up again. I'd like to see us end this Zoom meetings and end the virtual meetings. I believe we could set up the council room to have proper social distancing, allow members of the public to come in on a limited basis and with proper distancing on that. I know there's a 10-person gathering thing, but I don't see where the difference is between a retail operation, a restaurant where people are sitting, and us having a room full of people that are properly spaced. I think it's important that we get back to the way we do things, and important to make sure that people have the opportunity and are comfortable coming into our council chambers and being a part of the city.
And let me, if I can respond, because we're continuing to try to get specific direction from the governor's office on these issues. And I agree as well. It'll be a good day when we can all get back in there. When we talk about first of all, the most recent directive that came out yesterday from the governor under the Ohioans Protecting Ohioans Urgent Health Advisory. And this was the order that replaced the Stay Safe Ohio order. And they did replace the language regarding stay at home, and that's now a recommendation. But specifically, it says the order does not change the mass gathering restrictions, which remain at a 10-person limit. And so then the question becomes, well, wait a minute, how can you play baseball with less than 10 people? They have a specific directive on baseball that overrides the 10-person limit. The same thing is true as far as the restaurants and the bars and several of the other businesses, the retail establishments. So while the 10-person limit doesn't apply to those specific directives, it applies anywhere that it's not been accepted. And it has not yet been accepted relative to public meetings. So that's the problem. We have 7 council people. We have the mayor makes 8. We have Susan that makes 9. We have Kelly that makes 10. And when we bring the video guy in there, we're at 11. And because we can't have the public in there, we got to have Katie or somebody else to coordinate the live stream. And now you're up to 12. We can't do it. We'd be in violation. So until that 10-person limit is lifted or exempted for public meetings, and we're not unique to this, of course, that same thing's going on around the county and all around the state. I believe we're stuck with this format. We'll monitor it. And as soon as I get word that the 10-person limit is somehow accepted for public meetings, I'd be thrilled to be back in the big room instead of back in this little room. I feel exactly the same as you and as Judy, and I'm sure everybody else. Nobody's crazy about this format at all. And we want the public at these meetings without a question. So as soon as we're able to do that, we'll make sure that happens.
Thank you. And then I mentioned this to the mayor, and I'll bring it up for everybody. Ms. McKinney was here earlier and talking about the money that's available through the county for different COVID-related things. And I know the mayor is working real hard on trying to come up with different ways, along with department heads, on how we might be able to take advantage of it, or not necessarily take advantage of it, but be able to see costs that are COVID related that the city is experiencing, and being able to move forward with that information. One thing that I mentioned that I'd like to see us do is, now that we're doing these virtual meetings at home and stuff, and we're not able to come into the office for our council meetings, and I've talked about it for many years, upgrading the city, upgrading council, having tablets, computers, whatnot, for all the council members to use so we're using the same platform, that we're able to get all of the resolutions, complete resolutions and agendas to us electronically, rather than printing all this paper that we print every week. Same with minutes and everything that comes along. Some weeks is a few sheets of paper, some weeks is it could be a small book, paperback book, but still a book. And I think that because we're not able to come in and into our meetings because of the COVID, I think this could be an opportunity where we're able to upgrade our systems within New Franklin, in this instance specifically, and have it pretty much paid for, so that the city's not having to lay that expense out. And then we're able to move forward with the things that we could do with that, and throughout the city, see all the ways we can bring the whole city together under one format. Done.
All right. Thank you,
Okay.
Jim.
Oh, I got more.
Oh,
You
holy
people
cow.
thought we were
Okay.
going to have a short meeting. Come on. Okay. So the other thing, real quick, is about bike and walking. It's the summertime. We're having a lot of people out in the street. I drive around through the city a lot with my job, and I think it's important to remind people that when you're walking and there's not a sidewalk, you want to walk facing towards the traffic. Always walk facing the traffic when there are no sidewalks. And if you're on a bicycle, you're riding along with the traffic, not against the traffic. It's a huge safety advantage. The number of times that I come up behind somebody that's walking, and whether they have something in their ear, whether they're looking at their phone, or whether they're just daydreaming, and I've got a loud vehicle that I'm driving around in, and they don't hear me until I'm right on top of them. So it's important that you're walking against the traffic, so you can see the traffic coming towards you, so you can see the drivers and make sure that they see you, so that everybody's safe. And I'm done.
Thank you, Jim. Anyone else? I'm sorry to add on to it, but I had a couple of things myself. First, I wanted to say congratulations to all the graduates who are getting the short end of the stick this year. It's pretty horrible, really, but so congratulations to them and all of our school districts that we cover. I wanted to thank Mayor, you and Brian for getting those signs up on Vanderhoof incredibly fast. I appreciate that. And I did have a question about mowing our parks, and how's that going?
We got our seasonal guy. We went with one seasonal person instead of two. He started Monday. So
Okay,
we
perfect.
think that we'll be able to catch up on that. And, again, the weather's been a little bit of a little dicey,
Yeah, right,
trying to dodge the rain. But we were hopeful. I've talked to Brian about that, and I think by this time next week, we'll be caught up.
All right, great. Okie dokie. No one else, right? We're good. I've been watching. We haven't had any questions. We had something that we covered there with the fireworks. So if we want to give it a few more minute or so for everybody to catch up. I can't imagine there's an executive session.
No, and I will tell you that we checked and there were no questions sent in to the administration in advance of the meeting,
Okay.
and no executive session.
Okay. We'll, nothing's coming in here, so. All right, well, we want to call it. Okay, we'll motion to adjourn, motion to adjourn.
Second?
Second.
Right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it. The next meeting is June 3rd. Committee start at 6 PM.
Thank
Thank
you.
guys.
Good night, everybody.
Thank
Be
you, guys.
safe.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Ta-do.
Aye.
Night.